So this will serve as supplementary lesson in addition to the blended content. So as you can see, yung first part it's somewhat similar to the content of the LMS. But later on, I added some additional information so that we will understand how digital imaging works and what is the importance of this so-called information. Okay, so let us start. So introduction to digital imaging. So our the learning objectives for today is what is to know about digital image, common image format, digital image processing, history of digital images, and color models. Okay. So from the LMS, so what is digital image? A digital image is a representation of two-dimensional image as a finite set of digital values called pictures, elements, or pixels. As you can see, the reference for this presentation or this definition is from Gonzalez and Woods from the year 2002. Actually, I think this is already obsolete. Okay, so when we talk about digital image, it's not just two-dimensional object. Kasi in our current times, we have this so-called 3D image already. Sa Facebook, makikita natin meron dong 360 na images. It's still image. It still consists of pixels and it's still static. So therefore, it may be included in the definition of digital imaging. So digital image is a combination of two words, the word digital and the word image. Okay, so long time ago, in the absence of computers, electronic devices, and all those hardwares, we make use of what you call this pen and paper, pencils, tablet, and all those hard materials. So we sketch, draw, etch, and so on using those materials. So in order for us to create an image, okay? So yung mga inuukit, that's called as sculpture, right? Yun yung three-dimensional. We tend to describe them as sculpture or models. We don't consider them as images. Okay? So that's the origin of the image long time ago. If you sketch something, a drawing, whether monochromatic or with multicolors, so it's called an image. Okay? An image is a projection of an object drawn upon into, wait lang po, ina-admit ko lang po yung ibang latecomers, into a medium, a paper, stone tablet, and so on and so forth. So yun po yung image. The word digital came from the invention of telephony. So yung telepono, we can now transmit signals or information through electronic means by converting the image from lines, colors, or pixels into binary codes, combinations of ones and zeros, transmitted in a medium or telephony, then sent to the receiving end to be decrypted back into an image. So, dun po na-invento yung digital imaging. So, nag-start lang pala yung digital imaging nung natuto tayo na mag-send ng images through the network. Okay? So, again, we start by sending. Hindi pa po nai-invento yung recording. Sending pa lang po yun. Okay? Sorry lang po, actually, video recording was actually later on discovered by Sony. So nauna ang yung live recording rather than video recording. So Nang nag-translate tayo, doon na siya tinawag na digital image. Wait lang po, ina-admit ko lang po, may mga nagjo-join pa. Okay. So let us continue. Digital image processing improve the pictorial information of human interpretation, processing of image data for storage, transmission, and representation of autonomous machine perceptions. Some argument about where the image processing ends and fields such as image analysis or computer vision starts. So again, just what I've stated, so tatlo po kasi yun, yung storage, transmission, and representation. Wherein we started by transmitting the image. Wala pang storing noon. Tapos na-invento na yung mga hard disks, tapes, films, then it becomes digitalized. So when it comes to transmission, yun po yung gumagamit tayo ng post-it, radio signals, internet connection, to send the so-called information or data consists of the image through the network or through those mediums. Okay? So going back pala, i-explain ko pala, wala yatang definition ng pixel. So walang definition ng pixel. So explain natin yung pixels. So there's a term here called pixels. So when we talk about pixels, imagine nyo yung screen nyo, para siyang malaking cross-stitch. Thus, each holes represents a pixel that builds up the total image. Sa cross-stitch, pag we're weaving those images, we tend to combine different colors in order for us to project the imagery or the scenery that we're trying to send to the audience. So, ganun din po yung pixels. So each individual pixels holds information, color, in order for them to be attached or to combine with each pixels to represent an image. Okay, the higher the pixel density is, the higher the quality of an image. So pag pinag-combine mo yung x-axis and y-axis of the pixels in a Cartesian plane, katulad po nitong sa demonstration dito, mayroong x-axis and may y-axis. Ang tawag po natin dyan ay resolution. Okay? So, baka marinig natin yung term na resolution. Pag sinabi natin HD, high definition, high resolution yun. 1080 and 1080p pixels. Tapos Ultra HD, tumasma, and so on and so forth. Okay? So again, so digital image make use of these machineries or hardwares in order for them to store, transmit, or represent those images. So ano po ba yung mga common storage ng digital image? So in our modern times, pwede natin silang i-store in CD, DVD, Blu-ray, flash drive, thumb drive, USB drive, or so kung anong tawag natin sa kanila. What else? Hard disk drive, M.2, okay, memory, kahit sa memory, kahit sa temporary storage na i-store ang image. Sampa. And many more. Marami pa, right? May SD card pa, may memory card pa, may mga cartridge pa. Sa cellphone natin, internal memory na tinatawag, and many more. So yun yung mga storage natin when it comes to digital image. Transmission, how do we transmit digital images? So through Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, telephony or dial-up, what else? Infrared or traditional auxiliary cords, and so on. Marami pa, USB-C, kung ano mang medium yung ginagamit natin. And representation, dito na po nagkakatalo. So when it comes to representation, meron tayong tinatawag na monitor screen, right? Projection, what you call this, yung sinasabi nilang parang 3D na theme park wherein it is represented in a three-dimensional plane using lights. Usually, when it comes to electronic device, we use lights, right? Meron yatang device, hardware, as hindi ko lang sure kung ano yung tawag, pero naaalala ko, there's a device that interprets digital image into a hardware, a handheld device wherein ginagamit nila to para makakita yung bulag. Siyempre hindi nakakakita yung bulag. Blind cannot see, right? But what they do is represent the so-called image using the so-called thumbs. Parang may umaangat na mga pieces of metal or plastic that sketch or that represents the image. So therefore, makikita nung bulag kung ano yung image na yon, ano yung nasa portrait, mahahawakan niya. They can feel that image. Ito yung na-engrave siya or na-emboss. Okay? So sa mga may question po, chat lang po. Mamaya babasahin ko po. Welcome po sa mga bagong join. Iba-ibang branches po tayo. So let us continue. So let us discuss the common image formats. So maraming image formats actually. IF, JPG, IF. But let us discuss the three most common. So JPG, PNG, and GIF. Okay? So each image formats has its own unique purpose. So JPG, JPEG, most commonly seen pag kunwari nagpa-picture tayo sa isang photo studio wherein graduation pictures, family picture. Usually ito yung format na na-produce when you use a high-end camera or video capturing device. So picture capturing device. So camera. So JPEG, it is used because of its high quality and the millions of color combination that can be produced using this so-called format. So yun yung advantage ng JPG. So PNG, the same as the JPEG, but this format is commonly used when we're talking about images being presented or stored in the web. So usually, ginagamit to sa mga web design, profile picture, banners. They use this because of its ability to be compressed without losing quality. So usually kasi yung PNG, ito yung format wherein some of the background, or if you have a white background, you can change it, or any sort of color. You can change that color if you're not using it to be transparent. So it may not have any values at all. So it won't occupy any additional space in your hard drives or your storage, digital storage. So yun yung advantage ng PNG. Well, GIF is more on animation. It can present an image in a sequence wherein it may appear that the image is moving, but in reality, it's a storage of multiple images being presented in a given frame. So, meron tayong tinatawag na frame rate. So, ano po ba yung frame rate na yon? So, yung mga frame na yon, it varies from 1 frame up to 30, 60. So, siguro narinig niyo na yung frame rate per second, FPS. So, usually sa mga gamers, familiar tayo dito sa frame rate per second. Just a trivia, the human eye can recognize change in frame up to 20, I think. 20 is the maximum. Yung iba siguro maabot hanggang 30. Pero yung minimum is 20 frame per seconds. We can register the change in the frame. So kaya nating makakita ng 20 frames sa loob ng isang segundo mapapansin natin yung changes that that was done to the image. Anything beyond that, hindi na natin makikita yung transition o yung pagbabago, yung biglang palit. So that's why we perceive the term lag. Kung naglalaro ka, ang lag naman ng Mobile Legends ngayon parang pahinto-hinto kasi bumababa yung frame rate. Okay, bukod sa malag talaga, pero pag kunwari staggered yung movement ng iyong character or yung movie na pinapanood mo, staggered yung action na parang pahinto-hinto, nag-i-stop dance, bumababa yung frame rate. Ibig sabihin, bumababa siya sa 30-20 frame rate na perceive ng mata natin yung changes dun sa video or dun sa image. So ang GIF, nag-i-store din siya ng frame rate. So kaya may makikita kayong GIF na parang cartoonish na parang nag-i-stop palit-palit siya, tapos may mga GIF naman na parang ang fluid naman ng flow ng image na yon. Kasi pinataasan nila yung frame rate. Mas mataas yung frame rate, mas smooth yung transition between one image to the other. But consider this, the higher the frame rate is or are, the larger the image size will be. Okay? So mas malaki yung mas mabilis yung frame rate, mas malaki yung kinakain niya sa inyong storage. Okay? So yun po yung tatlong most commonly used and many more. Marami pa yan. Pwede pa natin mahanap sa internet. So why the image format use matter? So bakit ba important yun? Again, different images have different usage or use. So, number one, performance. Some image formats take up more space than others, which can affect your site's loading times. That's why PNG is mostly used in the websites rather than JPEG. Okay? So, kasi mas maliit yung kinakain ng space. Lalo ng GIF, mas malaki yung frame rate, mas malaki yung niloload ng GIF. Kaya ayaw nung ibang websites na marami silang GIF kasi matatagalan sa pag-load ng website nila. Kaya most common na profile picture natin is static. Okay? So appearance, as you might imagine, some image formats include more details and are higher quality. Again, so kung puro text lang naman yung i-display mo, hindi na importante yung appearance kasi monochromatic lang yun. And combination of lines lang yun. Scalability. When you stretch or shrink an image too much, its quality will suffer. How much leeway you have depends on the image format you use. This affects your site's ability to look good on both large and small screens. In practice, gusto natin malaki yung image. So thus the resolution of an image will be 1080p or higher. As much as possible, we like it to be near that standard. Because, syempre, some people uses large screen, high resolution monitor. So in order to compensate for that, hindi mababago, hindi masisira yung image, nagsisimula tayo sa malaki. So, mas madali kasi siyang paliitin nang hindi nasisira yung image rather than i-stretch mo siya. Yung isang pixel ng red, pag i-stretch mo yung pixel ng red, magiging 1,000 pixel ng red. Walang problema kung red lang yung body niya. Ngayon, paano pag red and orange yun? Pag i-stretch mo yun, makikita mo yung hati niya. Gusto mo ng gradient effect. Ngayon, yung computer, kino-compute niya yun, tapos dinuduplicate niya and nire-represent niya yung pixel. Parang meron daw isang gray pixel. Kailangan mong palakihan yung image. So gagawin niya, lalagyan niya apat na gray pixel or papalaki mo pa, gagawin niya 10 gray pixel. Ang nangyayari, parang boxy yung image mo. Yun yung tinatawag natin masyadong pixelated yung image. Parang sa Minecraft, galing yung dating niya. Parang maraming boxy kasi pag dinuduplicate mo or ini-stretch mo yung image, ang ginagawa lang ni computer, pinapalaki niya yung pixel. So yung isang pixel dati na value niya, ginawa niya 4 na magkakapatong na pixel para i-represent yung isang pixel na gray. So that's why scalability is very important para hindi masira yung quality na image. Okay? So the term JP stands for Joint Photographic Expert Group and it's coined 1986. Matagal na siya. Excellent of displaying complex photographs that includes lots of colors. So again, yung mga hardware natin, mga camera DSLR natin, or mga digital camera natin, GoPro, usually JPEG yung format nila when we're taking about photography. Siyempre pa video, MP4. Okay? PNG, Portable Network Graphics, are as popular as JPEG. So again, for the website, heavier kasi yung JPEG, kaya pinipili nila yung PNG when it comes to graphics. Okay, let's skip this because I already explained this one. Unlike the two formats we've talked so far, graphics interchange formats have far more specific use cases. Although static images, most people use this format to showcase animation. So, ano po ba yung animation? When we talk about animation, it's just a combination of images shown together or shown in sequence in a frame. So, for you to create an animation, kailangan nyo lang na mag-draw ng image tapos i-present niya siya in a sequence. So, kung gaano mo siya kabilis i-present sa screen, yun yung lalabas na frame per seconds mo. Or kaya mo magpakita ng 10 picture sa loob ng 1 segundo. So, 10 FPS yan, 10 frames per second. So, ang mangyayari nun, mag-appear siya as an illusion that the image is moving. Pero in reality, you're just presenting a series of static images to the audience. Siguro sa mga nag-try na mag-drawing ng stickman sa notebook nila, tapos habang nililipat mo yung mga pahina ng notebook mo, ini-scroll mo siya, parang gumagalaw o sumasayaw yung stickman na drawing mo. So that's the illusion of animation. It's just a series of static images shown in a sequence or a time frame. Okay? So history. So first digital image, 1920. So again, para siya maging digital image, kailangan ma-store siya, translated or transferred in electronic means. So 1920s. So space race and involvement in image processing. Si Armstrong, wherein, diba? Ni-record nila yung pag-landing nila sa buwan. 1970s, use of digital images in the medical field. So, MRI, X-ray, 2D, and 3D scan. 1980s. So, simula 1980s, almost everyone, all industries use digital imaging. So, ano po ba yung use ng digital imaging? Okay, so 1980s onwards until the present day. So, we use digital image to create posters, banners, what else? Invitations in the business industries, marketing images, information, to serve as warning if there's any hazard nearby. Okay, so in different areas of the world, I think there's this so-called smart stoplights. Kasi stoplights natin, 3 pa rin eh. Red, yellow, and green. Stop, ready, and go. Some images in some countries, there's this so-called stoplight that represent different scenarios, different warnings. All what you call this, sending this information to the pedestrian for their safety. Meron mga crossing, gano'ng kabilis ka maglakad. Okay? they can make use of these so-called digital images to help them with their all this daily lives. Okay, let us talk about graphics. So again, two-dimensional figure or illustration. So nag-start yung digital imaging. So started with the so-called two-dimensional figures or graphics. So in order to create a graphics or an image, you may make use of these so-called practices. So ano po ba yung mga examples? So number one, drawing, printmaking, etching, line art, and illustration. So let's discuss them one by one. So ano po ba yung drawing? So drawing, so freehand drawing, doodling, line drawing, and many more types of drawing format. So in drawing, we use a pen, pencil, or any writing tool in a flat surface. So kahit hindi in the flat surface, a piece of paper, a tablet, the wall, memorial, and many more. So we create those images using our hands and any types of writing device, drawing. So sa digital part nito, sa digital imaging, meron tayong mga draw pad na directly makaka-drawing ka dun sa plane naman sa pad or sa drawing pad sa computer using various software such as Paint, Tails, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, vector tools, and many more. So using input devices such as DrawPen or DrawPad, we can create digital drawing arts directly. Kung indirect naman, kailangan natin siyang i-translate from hard copy into soft copy. Mula dito sa tinatawag nating drawing pad, papunta dun sa computer. Paano natin may store ngayon? So, we can make use of scanner, camera, or any video or photo capturing device in order to translate the hard copy into the soft copy. So printmaking. So printmaking, there are several type of printmaking. Some are like this, stamping, so wherein there's an edge or may ukit sa isang pirasong wood or metal, or some kind of templates wherein you just pour on ink or put some inks on the embossed part, then lay down a piece of paper over it, then we apply enough force for the ink to register to the paper. So yung mga stamp natin, yung pantatak. What else? Silk screen, yung makikita nyo na parang merong screen siya na may butas-butas, tapos ilalagyan nila ng ink wherein ina-apply nila doon sa piece of fabric, usually t-shirt, bags, and all of different apparels. So silk screen. And tracing, usually ginagamitan din ito, yung wherein meron kang template na sinusundan para ma-draw mo yung isang image using those templates. Usually, ginagamit natin ito sa mga para makaputol tayo ng mga different parts of shoes, clothing, etc. So, print making. Next, etching. Etching is removing some materials in a object, so parang engraving, wherein in order for you to create an image. Usually, ang etching ginagamit sa mga circuit boards, in order for you to establish connection from different parts of the circuitry, sa mga armors ng unang panahon that serve as decorative features. Kunwari, baril, gusto mo lagyan ng roses, design, and information. For example, the name of the owner, the date that it was manufactured or been created. Yun yung gumagamit na etching. Okay? It's a form of imagery. Okay? Ngayon, ginagamit natin etching na to to store information in CAD para pag meron tayo CNC device or cutting device, it may follow these so-called patterns or features. Okay? Line art. So when we talk about line art, it's just a combination of different sort of lines. Puro line lang yan. Curves, straight, crooked. As long as it's just lines, so that's considered as line art. And lastly, illustration. So illustration, using any vector tools wherein you doodles or you do something, whether monochromatic or multicolor. So that's called illustration. So usually ang illustration, drawing din siya, pero with the use of software. Okay? So what are the use of graphics? So actually graphics holds information. Hindi lang natitake lang natin for granted, but it's actually very useful in order to save space, save time. Okay, so for color models. So we talk about these so-called images. So ang pag-uusapan po naman natin is yung kulay ng mga images. Siyempre, hindi naman sa pangit ang monochromatic na black and white lang or dull, hindi naman siya as dull as we think. But siyempre, it's better to improve when it comes to colors. So, a color can be pure, have lightness, darkness, and have intensity. So, ito yung properties ng color. Can have the hue, the attribute of color, of which it is visible as red, green, blue, etc. and is dependent to its dominant wavelength. So, ibig sabihin natin ng hue, pag yung sinabi natin, ano ba yung hue ng kulay? Kasi ang weird ang meaning ng hue ay color. While color is color din. So when we talk about hue, it's the pureness. Okay? Kung gaano ka-dominant, gaano kadami yung isang wavelength ng isang color. So to explain further for this, let me share the scientific part of the color. So we can see colors through our eyes, right? So colors is reflected by light in a given wavelength. So light wave yun. So yung liwanag ang nagdadala ng kulay is reflected back from the object and registered in our eyes. So just like hearing, nare-register natin kung high yung frequency or low yung frequency. So pag sinabi natin high, so towards the ultraviolet portion yon. Pag sinabi natin low, through the infrared. Pero yung mata natin, hindi siya nakakita ng infrared and ultraviolet. Hindi na natin nare-register yon. Ang nakikita lang natin is yung nasa gitna nun. So, simula violet hanggang red. Okay? So, yun yung color ng prism, yung rainbow. Diba? Pag umulan, tapos biglang suminag yung araw, nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na refraction. Yung refraction of light na yon, nahihiwalay yung different wavelength. Kaya natin nakikita yung rainbow kasi yun lang yung wavelength na kayang i-perceive ng mata natin. Starting from the red up to the violet o indigo, kung ano man tawag natin doon. Okay? So yun po yung properties ng mata natin to perceive color. So meron po tayong tinatawag na hue wherein saan wavelength siya pinakamalapit. Okay? Pwedeng greenish yellow, yellow-green, pero mas dominant ang green. So more on the green hue siya. Okay? Meron kasi tayong mga combination na gano'n eh. Tapos meron din tayong tinatawag na even, yung actually same value sila. Okay? Next, value. When we talk about value, it's the brightness or darkness of an image. So, bukod sa red siya, pwede mo siyang lagyan ng additional white light in order for the red to be light red and haluan natin ng dark light in order for the color to be transformed into dark red. Kaya may light red tayo and dark red. Okay? And saturation. When we talk about saturation, again, the hue is considered as the pureness, kung gaano kadami yung wavelength na available doon sa isang image. So, the saturation is the intensity, kung gaano kadami red. So usually, when we talk about monitor, screen, or digital image, it has a value of 0 up to 255. So yung saturation yun yung demonstrate kung gaano kadami yung amount ng wavelength na yun. Okay? Kung 255, then it's highly saturated. Actually, maximum level na siya. Okay? Pag 128, it's half. Right? So let us continue. The color of light behaves differently than the color of pigment. The color of light is additive and the color of pigment is subtractive. So dalawa po yun. Okay? So ano po ba yung pinagkaiba? Ano ba yung sir yung color of light at yung color of pigment? So when we talk about color of light, ginagamit natin to usually in our monitor screen, mga touch screen natin, mga displays, projectors, and so on and so forth. That we use these so-called lights in order to produce colors. Okay? Usually, itong colors na to is using the RGB color modes wherein they mix these three colors in order to produce a different color than those given basic three. So yun yung basic three colors, RGB. So red, green, and blue. So when we mix those things together, nagpo-produce sila ng bagong kulay. While color of pigments, itong pigments naman, usually, ito yung ginagamit natin when we do our paintings, watercolor, and all those stuff. Usually, ang pigment is meron siyang natural na occurring na color. So, it's based from its chemical composition. Okay? Katulad nung yellow. Yung yellow daw, ang source ng pigment for yellow is urine. Medyo kadiri, di ba? Urine. Yung remains ng mami, yung mami na yun sa Egypt, mga nilibing na mga pero, etc. Yung rotten bandage niya. So, dinudurog nila yon in order to produce those pigments that reflects light so that we may see that they are of those colors. So, those are pigments. Okay? So a color can be pure, have lightness, darkness, and have intensity. So again. So ito po yung additive colors versus the subtractive colors. The RGB versus the cyan, CYMB. So may black yan. So as you can see in the image here, so yung original colors ay red, green, and blue. Okay, so pag kinombine natin si red and si green, lalabas ay yellow. Pag kinombine natin si red and blue, magiging magenta. And pag kinombine natin si green and blue, ay magiging cyan. Actually, it's the inverse. Pag sinabi natin inverse, yun yung kabaliktaran naman nung kabilang model. We'll discuss this later on, dun sa pigment type. So, pag pinag-combine mo naman yung magenta and yellow, magiging red. Yung cyan and yellow, magiging green. And yung cyan and magenta, magiging color blind ako, hindi ko makita. Blue. Okay. So, yung color blindness na sinasabi is meron lang problem dun sa wavelength mo. Hindi mo na-perceive yung wavelength ng isang kulay as the same as other people. Siguro naalala nyo pa yung sumikat na dress ba yun? Is it a blue dress or a gold dress and something ganon? Iba-iba kasi ang pagkagawa sa atin eh. So yung iba, medyo sensitive tayo sa blue, yung iba, medyo sensitive tayo sa yellow. So yun yung reason kung bakit kahit isang image lang siya over the internet, pero different person looking at it have these different results. Iba yung nakikita nila sa nakikita ng iba. So, yun yung reason. Kasi yung tayo, iba-iba rin ang pagkagawa sa atin as human being. Again, ito rin yung reason sa mga readers dito ng mga online novels or anyone that is using the reader mode in their cell phones or their monitor screen. Makikita nyo na pag tinurn on nyo yung reader mode, nagiging anong kulay yung screen nyo? Nagiging yellow. Right? Kasi ang natitira na lang sa perspective nyo, medyo magiging dilaw. Kasi para makagawa ng white na background sa screen nyo, sa monitor nyo, kailangan yung paghaluin or you need to combine the red, the green, and the blue in order to produce the white color. Based on scientific studies, actually blue is the harmful light. So yun yung nakaka-damage ng mata raw ng tao. So when you turn on the reader mode, the blue light is turned off. Okay? So mangyayari, pag tinanggal nyo dito sa image ito, based sa image na to, tinanggal nyo yung blue, ang matitira ay red and green. So ngayon, every time na magpro-produce siya ng white, ang nag-o-on lang ay red and green. So therefore, kaya nagiging yellowish yung dating. Kasi in the absence of the blue light, nagiging yellow ang white. Okay? So yun yung isa pang fact. Bakit parang madilaw pag naka-readers mode? Kasi nawawala yung blue light. Okay? So the four color models, RGB, red, green, blue, CYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, HSL, hue, saturation, and luminosity, hex, RGB plus CMY. So when I talk about hexadecimal yan, mamaya di-discuss natin. Okay? So isa-isahin natin tong apat na color models. So first of all is the RGB based on the additive mixture of three monochromatic light, red, green, and blue, and the ability to create more colors by combining these colors. So again, the value of the pureness or the hue is ranging from 0 to 255. 255 being the most pure, okay, of the dominant color. So ito yung values niya. So 255 na red ay maglalabas ng red, 255 na green, sa green, blue, sa blue. Ngayon, again, hindi kasi kaya mag-produce ng black. Okay? Pwede niyo itong gawing experiment. You may do an experiment wherein when you're at home at night, i-try nyo na i-on yung monitor nyo. Okay? I-turn on nyo yung monitor nyo. I-off nyo lahat ng ilaw nyo sa kwarto. Turn off all your lights at home. Tapos, ang gawin nyo is i-on nyo lang yung monitor nyo na may black na background. Makikita nyo na yung monitor nyo nag-glow-glow pa rin. Okay? Pero parang maliwanag pa rin siya. Kasi medyo it is almost impossible to produce a pure black using lights. Okay? So kaya nag-glow-glow pa rin siya. Yung white madaling gawin kasi imamax mo lang yung value of all the colors, it will be pure white. Pero in reality, but when it comes to black, it is most difficult. There's a technology wherein they turn off the pixel. Actually, pag chinik niya, i-off nyo lang yung monitor nyo, black siya. Right? Kasi black yung background ng screen. Pero pag inon nyo siya, medyo grayish white siya na black. So that's the disadvantage of the RGB. It cannot produce a pure black. Okay? So let us show the color wheel. So sa color wheel, ito po yung combination. So 125 green or red para maging orange. So a combination of different colors in order for you to produce the different types of colors. Okay? Next, the CYMK or the cyan, yellow, magenta, and black. Okay? Subtractive model using cyan, magenta, and yellow to mix all colors and add the black as a fourth color. Dito naman sa CYMK, mas madali namang gumawa ng black kesa gumawa ng white. Okay? Mapapansin nyo naman to sa mga printer nyo when you're printing any sort of materials. Pag kunwari, white yung background nyo, dun sa print, i-print nyo, mag-print kayo ng document, tapos white yung background. Ang printer nyo, hindi na print yung white. Kasi wala siyang magagawang combination para mag-produce ng white color. Tandaan natin, ang printer natin uses the following ink: cyan, magenta, and yellow as pigment inks in order to produce images. Actually, you can also create an experiment wherein tanggalin niyo yung black cartridge niyo, gamitin niyo lang yung colored cartridge niyo, makaka-print pa rin siya ng black. Paghahaluin niya lang yung tatlong kulay, makakagawa siya ng black. This is true for all printers. Kaya ang nangyayari is pag na-detect ni printer na wala ka ng black ink, hahayaan ka pa rin niya mag-print ng black na output. Gagamitin niya lang talaga is yung colored ink mo. Magastos lang sa ink kasi gagamit siya ng all three colors at 100% of their value. So that's the CYMK. White naman po ang hindi niya kayang i-produce. Sa monitor, yung black yung hindi niya kayang i-produce. Okay? Sana malinaw tayo. So ito naman po yung table niya sa color wheel. Okay? Sa CYMK, 100 yung ginagamit na value. Kasi nga, when we talk about CYMK, when we talk about CMYK, it talks about the percentage. Percent niya, 100. 0% to 100%. Because those are pigments. Okay? The four color models, HSL. So this is the subset of the RGB. The hue, saturation, and luminosity. So it's just a properties of the RGB. Okay? The hue being the pureness, right? The pureness. Gaano kadami ng bawat kulay yung available dun sa isang image. Pag zero siya, it is the most pure. Okay? Saturation, kung gaano kadami yung present na pigment or gaano kadami yung present na color ng isang image doon. So, pwede tayo magkaroon ng 255 na red. So, magiging pure red siya. 128 na red and 125 na green in order to produce another color, yellow, and so on and so forth. While luminosity is the brightness and darkness. So, pag hinaluan natin na pag sinero natin siya, magiging dark siya. So, magiging pure black siya. Kunwari, 255 na red. Tapos, 0 na luminosity, walang brightness. So, black pa rin siya. Pag sobrang liwanag naman, magiging pure white naman siya. Okay? So, Again, Q is the pureness of the color ranging from 0 to 255, 0 being the most pure. Saturation, the amount of color present ranging from 0 to 255 to 55 being the most saturated. So yun yung pinakamaraming kulay. Luminosity, the brightness or the darkness of a color ranging from 0 to 255, 128 being the original value. 255 is white and 0 is black. Okay, so when we talk about those things, ito yung properties ng RGB. So using this HSL model, we can produce gradient. Yung mga gradient effect, yung parang lumiliwanag siya tapos lumidilim siya. Gumagamit tayo ng ganito. Tapos yung mga prismatic effect like monochromatic, yung parang rainbow, tapos more on crystalline type siya. Gumagamit naman tayo ng hue, combination of hue, para mag-produce ng different pureness or different properties of a color. Okay? So ito yung combined color wheel niya sa HSL value. Hex model. So the hex model, ito yung ginagamit natin pag gumagamit tayo ng mga, what you call this, codes sa computer. So it's just a translation between the RGB into hexadecimal. So hex model is an extension of RGB model using hexadecimal numbers to define the color in the HTML code. So ranging from 0000090 up to hanim na F. Okay? So combination of those colors or those codes represent the image value in order to produce the desired image. Okay? So ito yung example niya sa color wheel. So FFC 4 na 0. Tapos F80. 80 usually is the middle part. So yun yung parang 128 dun sa other example. 80 yung gitna ng hexa. Okay? Kasi 160 and 16 yung total eh. 16, di ba? 160. So ang half ng 160 is 80. Okay? So it's combination of those number. So thank you. So that concludes our virtual class for today.